Hello again. It's been a minute, hasn't it? A lot has happened in my life, and while I was struggling for a bit there, I'm feeling a lot better and I'm happy to be back making videos. A little explanation for you all, especially because of the title of my last video. Back in May, I received a grouping of diagnoses that I'd been testing for since last August. I'm a little hesitant to talk about them here for a number of reasons, the main one being that I don't want what I've learned about myself to define what I put out on this channel. I'm still the same person as I was before, I just know a lot more about myself than I did a few months ago. Either way, I had every intention of making videos all summer long, but July hit and I became overwhelmed with pretty much everything I was doing. I felt like all my time was going toward the teacher librarian course I was taking, as well as the 2 gardens I'm taking care of, and then social interactions. July was somehow the most social month I've had in at least a year. Everyone was in town or off work or wanting to do something special to celebrate summer. And so by the end of July, I felt more like a husk than a human. I started canceling plans and dreading schoolwork, and more than anything, I wanted to throw my phone in the sea and crawl into a cave, never to be seen from again. This will unsurprisingly all make sense if you read the Substack post I mention a little bit later. But August came around and I handed in my final assignment, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I stopped making plans with other people. I spent time at home working on projects, which I think I'll show you in my next video. I also played lots of Stardew Valley and read all the books I could get my hands on. I worked in the garden, did organizing projects I've been putting off, and lay in our hammock as much as possible. I'm recording this on August 11th, and I'm happy to report that I've completely rejuvenated again, and not to mention am thrilled to be putting this video together. I feel like I've lived multiple lives since June, but I'm looking forward to making videos regularly again. Life felt a little weird without them. Anyway, if you're interested in reading more about these diagnoses and are just wondering where I've been and what I've been up to, you can check them out on the Substack post that I wrote recently. It's titled From the Shadow of a Mountain. I hope you've been well, and I'm glad you're here. And I'm so glad to be making videos again. I just spent the morning running errands and I wanted to show you what I found while I was out. So I started out at a local thrift store, and while I'm not thrilled with the cover of this book, doesn't matter whatsoever, but I watched this movie, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, maybe a month or 2 ago, and I fell in love with it. Part of that reason is Cate Blanchett. I love her as an actor, but I am embarrassed to say I didn't even know this was a book. So when I found it at the thrift store, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get that. And I did just do a big personal library clear out, so I have a lot more space down there for new books. So very excited to find this one. I'm reading several books right now, so I probably won't start it for a little while, but I am happy to have this on my to-read pile. And while I was at the thrift store, let me preface this by saying I don't need more candles, but it is almost completely full. I think someone burnt it just once and then donated it, which is so fair. If you don't like the smell, like, I get it, why would you keep it? But I love everything pumpkin spice. What a surprise. This one is, oh, I didn't realize, pumpkin spice chai. It smells amazing to me, and it was $1 for like this whole big candle, and these are like $10 at Michael's, so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go for it. I realize it is July 29th when I am filming this, but in my head, fall is just around the corner. And then I also found these fantastic sandals. I actually have the same, if not a very similar pair in silver, except they don't have the straps at the back to hold them in place, but they fit perfectly. They were $3, and I love gold sandals, so like, why not? So yes, very excited to add these to the collection. And then I went to Michael's, as one does when they're out on an errand trip. I am currently making a very chunky cardigan in this lovely orange color. I actually already made the exact same cardigan in this beautiful grass green, which I'll show you at some point, maybe this video, maybe next video. But I wanted to make the same one in this burnt orange color because it's one of my favorite colors. I have both of the arms done and I'm currently working on the back of it. I went maybe a week and a half not working on it, which is probably the longest I've spent not knitting something in the last like year and a half. But just last night I started working on it again, and I think this is the last ball I'll need because I do have another ball that I just started, so hopefully that's it. If not, I might need like one more. And then I went to the library, which is no surprise to anyone ever, including the people who work there, which I'll tell you about in a second. I have wanted to read 84 Charing Cross Road. I think it's Charing Cross. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. But I've wanted to read this for years, and I don't know why I didn't take it out of the library sooner. I ended up watching the movie maybe a year ago, give or take, and I loved it. And so, you know me, I am obsessed with anything that's a book of letters, anything that's a journal, anything that is detailing regular daily life. And so, very happy to get this out of the library. I am currently reading at least 3 other books, which maybe I'll tell you about later. But this one is so short, I think I might even just dive into it tonight because I have no plans and I'm so excited about that, which is something else I will tell you about maybe later, or maybe I've already detailed it in the opening of this video. Who knows? I'm filming this before I finish that. But while I was at the library, it's so funny because I'm there at least once a week, if not more often, and I always go to the same library in my town. We have a couple, but the one that's closest to me I go to. And this one person who works there, they have recently started talking to me in a more conversational sense, more than just like, here's a book. This time around they were saying they've read this book, they own it, they love it. And then they said, you know, if you ever want, you can borrow the other 2 from me. Like, they're not even in the library, this is just their personal collection. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. So I am gonna take them up on it because I already know from watching the movie that I'm going to love this book. But I did tell them I'm going to read this first just to make sure that I do like her writing style, and then I'm going to bother them about it next time I'm there. But how cool is that? Or maybe incredibly dorky that I am so well known at the library that they feel comfortable loaning me books from their own personal collection. I think that's really cool. I think that's what society should be. We should all borrow books from each other. Of course we love the library, we support the library, but I love when people connect and build community in small ways like this. Anyway, I want to try on those sandals, and then I'm going to show you what I'm wearing as well because I actually look cute today. The last month I feel like I've been dressing like a gremlin, but for various reasons I feel like a human again, and so I've been putting on cute clothing. But yeah, let's try those sandals on and then I will show you what I'm wearing. And look at this man waiting patiently for his mother to stop yapping at her camera. The entire time I was talking, he was sitting right there. Just sitting, waiting for me. Look at him. Ugh, love this little freak. I was going to use my microphone so that I could go back really far and talk to you, but I have not made a video in so long that it is dead, and so I will charge that, but for now you're just gonna have to deal with me backing up and also yelling at you from across the room. So let's see what I'm wearing. Except I also have to put on my glasses so that I can see you and make sure I am actually in the frame. Okay. I think you can see my entire body. I feel like I'm way too far away right now, but that's okay. So we got really cute white shirt. This dress that I think I actually bought it at the same thrift store that I bought everything today. I've had it for a year, haven't worn it, and so I think it looks super cute, and you can see my little heron tattoo just a little bit, so love that. The sandals are phenomenal. I'm obsessed with them. I'm so glad we have another like month and a half, 2 months of warm weather because I can wear them a lot. Necklace is thrifted too. You cannot see it from where you are, but I'm sure you saw it up close before. The one thing about the sandals is that they have these little, I don't know how to explain it, little pieces of fabric. Actually, I'm gonna get closer so I don't have to yell at you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but there's little pieces of thread holding things together here. All over the shoe, and so they're symmetrical down the center, along the sides. This one is perfectly fine. The other one is actually missing the threads right here, Or maybe it's elastic. I don't know what it is. But I think I'm gonna have to find some thread that matches, at least like somewhat, and then I'm gonna try and fix it. It's not like super noticeable, and honestly, I'm probably the only one who's going to see it. Oh wait, now that I'm looking at it, you know, it might have just slid down, but some of the gold that wraps around this elastic is also missing. So I might just have to live with it, which is fine. I'm probably the only one who cares. Anyway, it feels really good to yammer at you once again. I'm glad I'm doing this, but I do need to go do some homework. If you remember from sometime in June, I started taking the first course in a teacher librarian certificate. So people who are already teachers can take this course and train to be librarians in schools. And so I am in week 6 of that. There's 7 weeks, but the 7th week, the assignment is so small that I think I can probably get it done this week. Although the assignment from this week was so big that it's like, we'll see. But I'm going to go do that. I want to see how much I can get done today, hopefully a lot, because I would really love for this to be my last week of school because I am so tired and I need to stop signing myself up for things, which is not new. We already knew this. I already knew this. You probably already knew this. I do too many things. And so I am really ready to be done. It's been a really interesting experience so far and I've learned a lot, but I am very ready to wrap it up.